So your group, it's kind of, you have experience, but you lost some starters. It's kind of a blend. So I mean, how's everyone kind of coming together, and how do you kind of expect this group to be?
Well, you're certainly leaning on the guys with experience. I mean, I was asked that question a few minutes ago as far as who do I lean on. I really lean on Weaver. I lean on Jalen Twyman. He's one of the elected leaders just because the way he handles himself in this building every day, the way he's trained. And I lean on Amir because he's a senior, and had the most experience, so to speak, of all the guys. But collectively, the group, like you said, it's an interesting mix. You know, you have the two starting DNs who have a lot of experience, starting with Weaver, and then Patrick got more and more as the year went along. You have John Morgan and Deslin Alexander and some other guys that are cross-training a little bit, but you know, there's a drop-off in experience, not necessarily in what they can do, but a drop-off in experience outside. Inside, I feel really good about the top three with Keyshawn Camp, Jalen Twyman, Amir Watts. All three of those guys, in my mind, are starters right now. Who takes the first snap of any game, we'll see how the week goes week to week, but all three of those guys are going to be playing starter-level reps. Then it's a matter of who's fighting for that fourth and fifth spot, but again, anybody could take their spot too. So I feel good about where we've gone. I feel good about how we've developed, and we just got to see some of those younger guys, because in my mind, you always have a group that's playing, a group that's rotating, and a group that's truly developing. And I feel like we got guys in all three of those spots right now that are doing the right things.
I wanted to ask about Jalen because he switched his number to 97. Right. The pitcher floating around, he looks huge. I mean, so how's he kind of had that badge of honor wearing the number 97? Kind of, you said he's a leader too. So.
Right, he is. I mean, it's all come through his work ethic. He is not in a negative way. He's obsessed with the game, and I mean that in a positive way. He beats up the film as much as anyone you'll see, the way he trains, the way he diets. It's impressive. I mean, we showed a couple pictures of, our strength coaches take, pictures of these guys with their shirt off once or twice a year, and you put up the first picture he took to where he is now. It's impressive, and it's a testament to how hard he's worked. I mean, he watches every single calorie that goes into his body, when it is, what it is, and all those types of things in the film, and that's what's led him to earn so much respect and become one of the two elected leaders in that group.
You talked about not having as much experience behind the two defensive ends. Does that mean those guys might play like a larger percentage of the snaps than maybe you would have last year with your two starters when you had guys with more experience behind them?
If we were playing tomorrow, that would be the case, but it is one of my goals to hopefully not play those starters as much as I would if we were playing a game right now. Again, I'm not disappointed or feel like we're off track with the development of John Morgan and Deslin and some of the other guys there, but I've got to get them rotating. I've always, in my mind, the minimum, you have to have three ends, you have to have three tackles that are truly in the rotation, and your fourth inside and outside is if you have to get both of them out within a series. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. And you got to have guys that can step up into those roles if something were to happen to some of those players, and I feel like we're getting closer to that three and/or fourth defensive end. But yeah, if we're playing a game right now, you'd see Weaver and Patrick Jones more than you saw the starters a year ago.
What are your expectations for Devin Danielson?
I mean, I really like where his game was during those, the 4-game, a little bit of experience he got last year. He's really good against the run. His pass rush is improving. First, second down guy, tough guy, local guy, ton of pride in Pitt, all those intangible type things. The thing that allowed him to be in position to be one of the freshmen that played during those 4 redshirt games, whatever you call them, was his technique was ahead of the game. I mean, he really did a good job, and you knew if you put him on the field, he was never going to hurt the defense as a true freshman. And he actually dented the line of scrimmage a number of times because of how he played with his hands and how much he got off the ball. If he can build off of that, which he has so far, we'll find out more, showed that in spring. Hopefully when we get in pads in a couple of days and play real football, I'll see another jump in that. I could see him being, potentially that 4th D tackle, or see what happens with the other 3 that are kind of at the top of the D tackle spot right now.
John Morgan, we hear a lot about him. Does he have the skill set to be a special pass rusher?
Yeah, I think we'll just continue to see how he develops. I'm not going to make any predictions, but he's got talent. He's got Division I talent, and I love the way he works.
looking at the freshman class, the redshirt freshman class, we have a lot of just big body guys. I mean, is that kind of the recruiting strategy? Get just like, cause, you know, some guys it looks like they could play end, D tackle, they have versatility. Is that something you're looking for?
It's part of it. You know, I mean, you're at the end of the day, you're going to be somewhere between 8, 9-ish, you know, scholarships committed per inside and outside. There's no doubt there's some ends that you could see transition into potentially a defensive tackle or be a swing guy. You want the biggest, fastest that you can get, right? I mean, and we got some good, big, athletic guys. I've seen these freshmen for a couple drill sessions over the summer, and then now, you know, one practice. So I'm excited about what raw talent they bring to the table. But the shorter they are, the better they need to be, right? Those taller guys, you want to make sure that they're athletic as well.
Patrick Jones had a couple of badly timed and bad penalties last year.
Beginning of the season. Yep.
Was that something you specifically addressed with him? Did you figure, you know, these are just things that happen and it'll figure it out over time?
I mean, I think the two big ones, you know, you had the one at the end of the first half against Virginia, and I think you could argue is questionable. I mean, he was finishing off a tackle. Then you have the one where he had the face mask against Penn State. Those are the ones that jump out. Again, both of those early part of the season, early portion of the season, penalties were eliminated, so we're good. Hopefully it continues that trend, right?
I apologize.
No, you're good.
If you've been asked.
It's all good. Yep, all good.
We talked with Pat he was saying.
With who? I'm sorry, with Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, he was saying that he feels like this defensive line, the talent that players he had, he feels like it's probably the best group of linemen he's had in his time here. Obviously, you've only been here for a couple of years at that time. I mean, how much do you agree with that sentiment? I mean, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good group. You know, I mean, certainly since I've been here, it's the deepest room that we've had. Wayne Hendricks is a talented guy. You know, I wasn't here with Juan Price, but Juan Price is a talented guy. You know, I mean, we know that Juan is, you know, in and out of the NFL a little bit, Dwayne's with the Dolphins, etc. I mean, Folston is a talented guy that had some injury stuff. Shane Roy played really, really solid football. I think this is a good group. It remains to be seen how good we can be, but I am excited about where we are right now. It's a deep room in terms of there's, like I said, 3 starting D tackles and a number of guys behind them that I feel good about. You know, I mean, in my mind, there's 3 starters, there's 3 backups with the development of Tyler Bentley, David Green, Devin Danielson. I haven't been many places where I've had 6 D tackles that I feel like you can play some combination of winning football with. That makes you feel good. In the middle of your defense, you feel good. Like we were talking before, the 1 DNs to the 2 DNs, when you see those second DNs really come along this August. That's a big part of what I'm watching and what I'm looking at is the development of those second DNs.